The advantages and disadvantages of steel frame construction. Steel frame constructions offer the following benefits, which may put them above brick, concrete, and other construction materials. Number 1. Reliability. Steel is a very homogeneous and uniform material. This means that steel products tend to be very reliable and predictable. As a result, there is better quality control and consistency in structural steel pieces. And, even when factoring in different specimens or grades of steel, variations for yield stress, strength, and elongation are much smaller than in other construction materials, like wood. Number 2. Easy fabrication. Steel products are available in many forms and sizes, and can even be fabricated as a custom order. This means that structural steel can be made to bear specific loads in buildings of all shapes and sizes. Number 3. Streamlined construction and erection. Steel fabrication can be much easier and quicker than other kinds of construction materials. And, because work is fast, these structural steel pieces can be delivered and put to use much faster, making construction and erection more economical. Number 4. Ideal strength to weight ratio. Structural steel has the ideal strength to weight ratio among all construction materials. Despite their incredible strength, they are much lighter than weight-bearing wood or concrete products by 30 to 50%. This makes steel a very advantageous material to use for building frames and platforms. Number 5. Enhanced resistance. Steel has enhanced resistance. It's especially resistant to fire and combustion. Using steel may reduce the fire risk of your building significantly. There are also special flame retardant coatings you can apply to steel to increase its resistance. Aside from that, they are also pest and insect resistant. So, they are immune to the damaging effects of burrowing insects and animals, such as rats and termites. Further, they are moderately weather resistant. Depending on the steel grade's carbon content, coating, and powder treatment, it can reliably resist rust, high winds, and other effects of inclement weather. Number 6. Additions to existing structures. Additions to existing steel buildings are quite easy to make and attach. Connections between new and existing structures can be made quickly and erected effectively. It's not uncommon to see entire floors or wings added to existing buildings. Another example is steel bridges, which are often widened with new steel platforms and lanes. Number 6. Possible reuse or scrap value. In every construction project, there is the possibility of scrap components and faulty products. But, with structural steel, there is the possibility of recycling or recouping costs. Steel sections can be reused after a temporary or damaged structure has been disassembled. Other pieces will have scrap value, even with extensive damage. Number 7. Capable of long-span construction. If you're planning to make a high-rise building or long-span structure, then structural steel is the material for you. Countless tall commercial buildings, long bridges, and more are made of structural steel. This is because structures are sturdy and reliable, and can be reinforced with steel plate girders or trusses. Number 8. Applicable for watertight and airtight constructions. Steel products are also non-porous and can be fabricated into seamless products. This is ideal for applications that need impervious material. This is why steel is preferred for structures like water reservoirs, oil pipes, gas pipes, and the like. Number 8. Can be used for temporary construction. For temporary construction, steel is always the preferred material. This is because structures are easily assembled and disassembled through a few bolts. And, as mentioned, transport and erection are more economical when using steel pieces. What are the disadvantages of steel frame construction? Despite all the advantages that steel offers for construction, it comes with some disadvantages. Number 1. High maintenance costs. Steel is susceptible to corrosion, especially without protective paint, galvanization, or coating. So, they typically require regular maintenance and painting to reduce the risk of corrosion. If not properly maintained, steel structures can lose as much as 1 mm of their thickness to corrosion every year. Number 2. Higher initial cost. In most countries, steel is not a highly available material. As a result, their initial costs are higher when compared to other structural materials, which may be in abundance. Sourcing new steel for repairs or additions in this case can also be quite costly. Number 3. Thermal conductivity. Steel is known for its high thermal conductivity. In some applications, this may be an advantage. But in most cases, this can cause the structure to be inefficient in energy consumption and insulation. You may end up spending more on your cooling systems to keep the inside of your building cool and comfortable and counteract the thermal conductivity of steel. Number 4. Reduced flexibility on site. Because steel fabrication is precise, they are delivered on site in their final form. While this is a good thing, it does pose a problem if measurements were off or sudden adjustments need to be made. Steel is hard to alter when on site. You can possibly cut them down to size or weld components together, but this is a time-consuming process that can only be done by experienced and licensed workers. Number 5. Supporting structures. Steel structures are rarely finished on their own. These structures typically need other components, such as insulation, drywall, sheathing, and other supplementary components to complete a building. In some cases, the construction time and overall costs might outweigh the benefits of using such a material. Key takeaway. Taking in all the advantages and disadvantages of steel frame construction, it's easy to see why this material is an increasingly popular one in the world of construction.